All right, and we're back. Here, let's adjust this ever so slightly. There we go. All right, we're now in the quarterfinals. We have Anthony Meglino, a 779 Fargo, and Jerry Arvelaez, 685. Whoever wins this gets a qualifying spot into the U.S. Open. So this is for the ticket to Harrah's Resort. Oh, and Anthony wins the lag, makes a great break, but finds the side pocket with the cue ball right off the bat. So Jerry's going to have a chance to steal right away. He's eyeing it up, what his options are. Not a huge window for shape on the 7. Unsure if it even goes by the 8 into the bottom right. Also hard to tell if the 1 even goes by. So Anthony's on 1, and 3 foul rule is in effect. So he may try to just send the 1 up table, freeze Anthony right on the 5. It looks like that's what he's going to opt for. I think this is the percentage play. All right, good save here. He's not frozen on the 5, but he didn't leave enough space for the jump. So Anthony's still probably going to have to go with a 2, maybe 3 rail kick shot here. All right, Anthony's found his kick line. Let's see if he can get a touch on this 1. He does, and all right, so he doesn't get behind that 9-7-8 wall, but he has avoided the ball in hand. I don't think the 7 goes anywhere right now. I think it goes in the corner, but I think he'd have to be really, really thin on it to where it makes holding for the 8 difficult. But with this angle, it might be a little deceptive. Maybe there is a wider window between that 7-8. And if there is a window between the 7-8 and Jerry can get shape on that, he's probably going to go take a look at it right now. Then there is a run out here. All right, plays the simple 1 rail shape on the 4. I think he's just on the underneath side of the shot line so he can punch over for the 5. And he's looking at exactly where he needs to be for that 7 ball right now. That's the critical shot. So here he's thinking 4 balls ahead. He knows exactly where he needs to be for the 7. That's going to dictate what he needs to do to get on the 6. He decided that drawing back, taking the 5 up table gives him the best chance at that. Got a little bit straighter than he wanted to be on the 5, so he's deciding he might try to make, he's going to go for the side pocket now. Challenging shot though. I don't care how big the pockets are from this shallow of an angle. This is a missable ball. All right, so he slides it in, and because of the difficulty of the shot, he really needed to focus on that. And now he's pretty straight in on this 6. it should be fine. He should be able to pretty much draw just straight bottom center on this ball and get right in the shot line that he wanted for the 7. Maybe he's got a really weird in-between angle here where if he draws and maybe the position window is just really, really small. Yeah, there's something he doesn't like here. Or it may also just be, nerves, knowing that this is the match now for the qualifying spot to the U.S. Open. Oh, so he was on the wrong side of the shot line. Now I see what happened. It was a misleading camera angle. All right, well, he has a shot. It's there. He may have to, with the angle he has now, though, if he wants to be aggressive, he's going to have to hit this with a touch of outside and come around 4 rails. He's going to touch the right short rail, the bottom long rail, the left short rail, then the top long rail. So he's really going to have to let the cue ball go. So the cue ball is going to travel, 20 feet or so, and it's going to be really hard to get position. But the only other option here would be to let Anthony back to the table and try to play a safe. All right, he does choose to go for a safe, and I don't think he leaked out at all. I don't think Anthony can see any part of this 7. But, anytime you let your opponent back to the table after they made a mistake, you're conceding some level of control. Anthony's looking to see if he has a little sliver. If he does, he's going to try to send that 7 behind the 9 ball and send the cue up table. And the way he's looking at it, he might have it. No, he doesn't. All right, he's just looking at the kick angle. He's going to go for the blind kick instead of going up table. Now he wants to try to hit off the right side of that 7 and send the cue behind the 9-8. And he hits it full in the face, so he's going to give control back to Jerry Arvelaez. With an angle like this, it's probably higher percentage to let the stroke out a little bit, hit it a little harder, and go back and forth and back again. So ideally, he wants the cue ball to end up exactly where the 7 is right now. Well executed by Jerry. Leaves himself an angle. With this angle, player preference, he can follow forward or he can punch it to hold for the 9 in the same pocket. He opts to punch it in, take the 9 in the same pocket. All right, let's see if he can steal this first rack from Anthony's break. And he completes it. All right, so Jerry's first to strike. He's up 1-0 and he's breaking. And while he's doing that, quick shout out to our sponsors once again. Thank you to Breakout Billiards for making this stream possible. Amazing production quality. Couldn't ask for anything better. And thank you to Boynton Billiards and Q-Tech for making this weekend possible. We could not have done it without you. And thank you to Beyond Billiards for hosting this event, and Anthony Meglino. He's, being a player coach right now. Not only is he playing in the event, he's also the tournament director. So thank you to everyone who's been making this weekend happen. It's great to be a part of this inaugural U.S. Open qualifier event here at Beyond Billiards, and I'm looking forward to doing this every year, right? And we have another one later in the summer, July 20th. So anybody who didn't get a chance to play in this one, feel free to reach out to Anthony Meglino, and he'll get you signed up for the second one in July. All right, very productive break there by Jerry. He made 2 balls, and he has a clean shot on the 1. No clusters. The only question is if the 3 passes the 4. If not, all that's going to mean is he's going to have information about what kind of shape he needs on the 2 so that he can get to the right position window for the 3. That's what he's checking out. I don't think it goes, so I think he's going to have to play somewhere around where the 6 ball is for shape on the 3. But step 1 is making this 1 ball. Interesting shape on the 2. I don't know if he overhit that by about 3 feet or if he was planning to make the 2 in the side and wrap around for the 3. Either way, he's here now. More angle than he would have liked. I think it makes the shot a little more challenging, but I think he can hit this with some inside English to have the cue ball track kind of right into the 6 ball. Ideally you would just barely nudge, but nope, he's going for the side pocket, it looks like. Great kill shot. He played that with some inside to kill it off that rail. All right, so Jerry's starting this match off very strong. Already smooths in the 3 ball to hold shape for the 4. Now if he's a little straight here, not sure if the 6 passes down by the 8, so he may have to draw this out or settle for a somewhat shallow 6 ball into the side. Let's see. No, he did have the angle, but I think he's a little soft here. Yeah, a little soft. He's a little frustrated with himself. So now he has 2 aggressive options. I mean, he can either try to bank the 6 into the corner, or he can try to slice it. I mean, slice the paint off of it and go by the 9 into the corner pocket. If he wants to be passive, he can try to nudge the 6 ever so slightly, send the cue ball behind the 9, but then he's bringing the scratch into play. That might happen. So let's see if he decides to be aggressive or try to go for the high-risk safety. Another opportunity that might be kind of a 2-way would be to play a 2-rail bank where he tries to make the 6 in the bottom right-hand corner and do a little stun follow on the cue so that, if he makes it, great, he's on the 8. If not, never mind. He just fires it in, fires the bank in, and makes it. Develops the 8. Unmissable now. For as close as he was to that 8, I feel like he could have got a little more out of that shot, but he seems comfortable enough making this. Let's see if he can execute and pull out to a 2-0 lead over Anthony. And he squeaks it in. All right, Jerry's now up 2-0 over Anthony. Anthony's back to the table to rack and break. On his first break, he scratched, so he's going to try to clean that up a little bit. He was successful at making the one ball last time, so doesn't really need to change the angle at which he's contacting the one. Just needs to change the tips of draw he's applying on his break. All right, so he's trying to make the one ball in the top side pocket. Makes it perfectly. All right, he can see a full two ball. I don't think the 7 has any pocket right now, so I think there's no run out here. I think he can make the 2 if he really wanted to, but I think he may just try to find a safe here. Maybe he can push the 2 up to the short rail, hide him right behind the 7. Yep, that is what he decided to do. Hard to tell if he's hooked on the 7 or not. Let's see, Jerry's body language will tell us if he can see it or not. Yeah, he can see it. He does have an edge of that 2 ball. Just deciding what he wants to do. The 6 is going to stop the cue ball no matter what, so you can't really try to thin the 2 and run the cue ball anywhere. I don't think he has enough of the 2 to where he could try to hit it soft and freeze up against the 6. All right, looks like he's going. Let's see what he does. Yeah, he's given up a great shot here to Anthony. Anthony's pretty straight. He's not going to be able to draw out of this because the draw angle is going to take him right towards the corner pocket. Going forward seems a little challenging as well, because I think the 8 ball is in the line for the 2 rail follow. Anthony's shaking his head a little bit too. I think if he hits this with top right but really punches it, I think he may be able to get a little bit of tangent line prior to the draw taking, so he can artificially create some angle. Let's see what he does. And so he drew it out, just decided to take a pretty long shot on the 3. He's probably going to go for it in the side. I think he has a pretty natural angle to make it in the side and just roll the cue ball up to the short rail and pop back out to the center of the table for the 4. Just making sure that he wants to maintain an angle on the 4 ball so he can get back up table for the 5. He's got a back cut, which is more than fine. He should be able to hit this with a high ball, come around 3, maybe 4 rails. I think it's probably better to try to touch that 4th rail just to make sure that you don't have the 6 come into play. Good shot here by Anthony. barely touching off on the rail. A little straight, but if he wants to, he can probably go rail first if he doesn't like the amount of angle he has. He does opt for the rail first to try to spin out, but he catches the point of the pocket. He might still be able to slice this in, but he may also just play a containing safe where he touches the, from his perspective, touches the left side of the 6 ball, spins the cue ball around 3 rails and tries to put him right behind the 8. Oh, he went for the 2 railer because it's kind of a two-way shot. Nicely done by Anthony. All right, I'm not sure if Jerry is comfortable or not with the jump stick. We're going to find out. Well, he's got it in his hand, so looks like he's going to be jumping this ball. I don't think the 7 goes up into the top right corner. So whether he makes this or not, I think is more about him staying on the table and controlling. He gives ball in hand. Is he going to? Nope. All right, so he might break up this 9-7. With Anthony's, he might have actually taken away the 7 ball. Nope, it looks like the 7 probably still goes in the corner. Or, sorry, in the side, rather. Nope, it goes in the corner. It passes. All right, so Anthony played a good safe, gets rewarded with ball in hand. He should be able to claw 1 game back. All right, gets perfect shape on the 9. All right, he completes the rack. Well earned by Anthony, and that was to stay on serve. And now Jerry's breaking. Anthony needs to win at least 1 off of Jerry's break right now. Anthony won the lag, so even if they were to win their own break every single time, Anthony's going to have the slight advantage because he won the lag. So he needs to break Jerry's serve 1 time to get back to even. All right, so he's breaking from the opposite side of the table as Anthony, so he's going to be trying to make this 1 ball in the bottom side. He doesn't make it, but he does make the 6, and not going to have an offensive shot here on the 1. I think he's going to. He can hit off the left side of the 1, and he'd want to hit it in such a way that the 1's going to come off the rail, run directly into the 2, so it basically stays in place. And then he's going to want to bring the cue ball around 3 rails and use the 8 ball as a blocker. that, much softer. All right, so he's going to leave Anthony with a full ball. I think Anthony can just send the one off the long rail and freeze him on the two. Yeah, great shot by Anthony. And he's positioned the one so it's not. He can't be aggressive with it if he gets ball in hand back. But if he does get ball in hand, um, he has a decent chance of playing another safe right away. Looks like there's a two rail kick available for Jerry, but I'm not sure how productive that can be. Oh, all right. So he's got about a half ball available going one rail, and he's going to opt for this, and he misses it. All right. So he is now on one, and Anthony's going to need to develop this one a little bit because it doesn't go anywhere. He's deciding what the best safe to play is, keeping in mind that he doesn't want to give he doesn't want to give a one rail kick away to Jerry. He wants Jerry to have to, at minimum, kick two rails. All right, it looks like he's going to hit this one off the four ball. And the idea here is he's going to freeze him to the five. He's not going to have any one rail kick available cross table. The eight ball is going to block the kick angle up table. And he's choosing to do something different. I do like his shot of carrying off the four, though. I think what his worry might be is that he might accidentally make the four ball in the process. Then he's basically saved himself. Yeah, this is effectively the same idea, except now he's giving up the one rail kick. He was trying to hide it a little bit behind the four. Yeah, I think the reason he shied away from the initial shot was because there was a chance he would make the four ball. All right, so Anthony's asking to record the shot. All right, well, Jerry's now on two. All right, Anthony's going to look at this 1-5-9 combo just to see if maybe something's there. If he chooses to go for the run out, the main challenge is getting from the two to the three. If he were to get reasonably straight in, he'd have to draw back about 30 inches or so. Easy to overrun because you're coming across the shot line, but that looks like what he's going to go for. Yeah, so he's going to try to go for the run out here. He determined that's higher percentage than trying to go for the three foul on Jerry. Oh, so what he may do is, to avoid overrunning the ball by accident, it looks like he's lining up, just taking a little bit of a longer shot on the three, guaranteeing that he has an angle. Great shot by Anthony. Now he has plenty of angle to where he should be able to play this with a high ball, maybe a touch of left. Come off the short rail and come up for the four ball in the top right corner. Very clean shot, and he gives himself shallow angle so he can follow forward for the five on the side if he wants. Or if the 5-9 is really that wired, he may just go for the 5-9 combo. But considering how open the balls are, typically these very high level players, for them the run out is higher percentage than the combo. But the way he's cueing this, he's going for the combo. No, he's not. Interesting that he chose to do this rather than go for the side. Doesn't matter. Either way, he was going to have great chances to get on the 7. He's going to try to follow this, probably 2 rails to get shape for the 8 in the side. Hits it near perfect. He can now follow this up just a touch, maybe 8 inches or so, to get on the 9. And he's looking to tie this back up, steal a rack back from Jerry, and get back on serve. And he does. All right, 2-2. All right, let's see if we have any score updates on the outside matches. We have one match that's adding score updates. That's it. Ricky Sanchez and Lee, I do not know the score there. Jason and Julio, I do not know the score there, but Carlos Narinda and Dave Broxson. Carlos is up 3-1 right now on Dave. All right, Anthony's back on break. It's interesting to see that both players are breaking from opposite sides of the break box. Anthony seems to be a little more successful so far. I don't know if that's due to just the way the table's racking and breaking. Successful once again. Or if Anthony just has a cleaner and more consistent break. All right, so there is a 4-ball hanging in this pocket. The 3-ball does not pass the 9 into the bottom right corner, so he's going to have to play for the 3 in the top right. There are safe opportunities if he wants to thin off the right side of this 2-ball and send the cue ball up near, say, the 6. He could play with like a high left ball, come 2 rails, try to attack the 7 effectively, and then put the 2-ball down on the left short rail. Tom, yes, top four in this tournament get entries to the U.S. Open. This being the quarterfinals is the round of 8, so whoever wins this gets a spot. Whoever loses has to come back next time. All right, Anthony chose to go with the aggressive option, makes both balls, and gets shape on the 3. Excellent shot. So now you see he's looking exactly what he wants to do. So he's going to make this 3-ball, hit it with a high ball to come back and forth across table. He's going to try to target the second diamond on the bottom rail. And he hits it dead perfect. Jumped up on that shot a little bit too, but no matter, he still made it. Right now he has angle to get out for the 8. He's got a little angle here, which he can do whatever he wants. He can draw it out for the 9 in the same pocket. He can stun it up for the 9 in the top right. Yeah, there's really no wrong way to do that. All right, this is going to be a break and run. Strong stuff from Anthony after starting off with a quick 2-0 deficit. He's now taken the lead. Back on serve. All right, Jerry's breaking now, and he knows he's got to keep pace with Anthony. The mistakes are not going to be very frequent with Anthony. So Jerry needs to continue to play strong. All right, he continues to break from this side of the break box. Let's see if he can get the one in the side. Nope, he's still continuing to hit it a little bit thick, but he's always making the wing ball. So it may be that while he's doing the cut break, he's more targeting to get that wing ball and send the one up table. Hard to tell if he can see the one. If he could, he may be able to make it and just slide right across the table for the two. But the body language tells me he's probably a little bit hooked. Now he's looking at where he needs to be to have position on the two. So maybe he can see it. All right, well, he hit it too thick, so he was definitely able to make that ball if he wanted to. All right, so yeah, he was trying to be aggressive, but he just misses. I think this one ball is a little too close to the rail. No, he might be able to bank this actually in the bottom left corner. I think he can play a two-way shot where he goes for that bank and stuns the cue ball up table to where he's behind the two. The two may be available. If he makes the one, the two would be available in either the side or the bottom left corner. And if he misses the one, I think it offers natural protection. All right, so he did it and he made the ball, and he actually overruns his intended position just a little bit. And if he can see the full two ball, it's hard to tell. All right, he already has his idea. Let's see what he's doing. Looks like he's going for the side, maybe. That's exactly what he did. All right. He was purely focused on making that ball and just decided he was going to play whatever the table gave him with the cue ball. So he's on the rail, but he's on the correct side of the shot line where he can make this, and he's pretty much going to just go right towards the top long rail, which will give him shape on the four. So he just needs to bear down and make this ball. Good shot. Hit that a little bit hard, so he has some angle now. Depending on how heavy he is in this angle, he's either going to punch off the top long rail, or he's going to follow this forward 2 rails, potentially 3 rails. Yep, he was heavy enough to where he decided to go forward. He wanted to have a little more angle than this on the 6, but he has options. If he's dead straight, he can draw back a little bit and take a back cut on the 7. If he's going into the long rail just a little bit, he can just stun it and take the 7 in the top right corner. Chooses to go with a little back cut on the 7. Just center ball, follow this up to the short rail, make the 8 in the same pocket. I think he's a little straighter than you want it to be. Taking his time, chalking his cue, making sure he doesn't miss cue. Tells me he's elevating to draw, yep. Overruns it a little bit, but should still be the favorite to make this, but it's now missable. It's missable now. You want it to be a little bit straighter. That's always the challenge when you're coming across the shot line like that. Your speed sensitivity increases quite a bit. All right, good shot there by Anthony. Good out. All right, he extends his lead to 4-2. Steals another one of Jerry's breaks, and now he's up 2 and breaking. Quick shout out to our sponsors, Breakout Billiards. Thank you so much for helping get this stream up and running. We couldn't have done the stream without you, and thank you to Boynton Billiards and Q-Tech. We could not have done this weekend's tournament without you. Thank you to Anthony for running this tournament and Beyond Billiards for hosting the tournament. It's been a great weekend so far, and if you're following along on the stream and you haven't done so yet, please like and share the stream. That's the best way to help us get out to as many people as we can and help promote the stream, promote the pool hall, and promote our sponsors and all, of course, all the players that are playing and showing off this great talent here in the state of Florida. All right, the first dry break we've seen so far this match from Anthony. I do think Jerry can see the 1. And with the 2 ball hanging over the pocket, I think he's going to be aggressive here. Jan Sessions, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and thank you to Jackie and Chris at Breakout. They came in here and set this whole system up to where all I have to do is hit a couple buttons and everything magically streams with amazing quality. All right, good shot here by Jerry. Gets right up next to his work. He can cheat the 2 ball in pretty much any direction he wants to get out for the 3 ball. He's probably going to cheat it to the right, come off the long rail, and get out to the middle of the table for the 3 in the side. Oh, he's going off the short rail. Player preference. All right, leaves himself a pretty heavy angle here, so he can pretty much just draw backwards. He's going to go check out the shot line he wants on the 5. Yeah, depending on what side of the shot line he's on is going to dictate where the 6 ball goes. Right, he's either going to have to take it up table or he can make it in the bottom right corner, and it's all dependent on where he is. It's looking like he wants to be on that side so that he's going to have to draw this ball to the long rail, which means he's probably going to take the 6 ball up table. Yep, the 7 being on the opposite long rail from the 6 means he's going to need plenty of angle on the 6, and I just don't see how, with the 8 ball where it is, I don't see how he can get back to the center of the table. Oh, where's he left himself? All right, I think he can see the full ball. He has two options. He can either make it down in the corner pocket, which gives him natural shape just rolling forward, or he can go into the side pocket, which is a slightly easier shot, bring the cue ball down to the short rail and back up for the 7. I think here, I think I like the side pocket a little more here. It just feels like an easier shot to make, and you just hit it with a high center ball, and you're pretty much going to be in the shot line for the 7 the entire time. So speed control is not really that important. Whereas if you go for the corner, you might underhit it, overhit it. You know, it can get away from you a little bit. And so he chooses to go for there, and yeah, when you float the ball like that, you know, you leave yourself open to, you know, potential table imperfections. When you hit soft, you could have skid or cut induced throw. You know, you notice that he missed it thick, right? So even if he played it, even if he aimed it dead perfect, when you play at that speed, you run the risk that you throw the ball a little bit to the thick side. And now he leaves Anthony with a back cut chance here. Oh, and Anthony hits it too thin, or yeah, too thin and misses. All right, so it looks like Jerry's going to get away with that one. He's back at the table and shooting, and he has a wide open table. This is undeniably a much easier 6 ball than last time. I think it's just about settling his nerves. You know, he started strong with the first 2 racks. He knows that Anthony's won 4 in a row, so he needs to just settle down, regroup, and play like he's been playing all weekend to get here. And he plays good shape on the 7. He's got a nice angle to cross over, make the 8 in the same pocket. All right, he follows it to have, I think he wanted to follow it a little more to have some more angle, but he should be able to hit this with some left English and spin his way out and get on the 9. Good shot, good way to protect his angles on every shot after the Anthony miss. Looks like he's a little frustrated by the folks walking by the table. All right, he settles down. He makes the 9 ball. It pulls the game back within 1. And it looks like he might be taking a quick player timeout. All right. I'm going to go find out what's going on for everyone real quick, and I'll be back in a couple minutes. All right, and we're back. Yep, just had a quick player timeout there. All right, and Jerry comes out firing, so he had a successful break, and now he's pretty good on the 3-ball here. He's checking to see if the 4 passes by the 9. If it does, he's going to probably follow 2 rails. Yeah, the fact that he's going to be following this makes it a small bit more missable, but not really. He should still have no problem. And even if it doesn't go by the 9, he should be able to follow this 2 rails around for the 4 on the side. All right, with the speed he played that, it tells me it must go. This must go past the 9. He's a little bit on the wrong side of the shot line, so the cue ball is gonna be tracking towards the bottom long rail. Unless he's trying to line up the combo. I'm echoing because I had the doctor waiting room music on. Yeah, Greg, apparently it's more of like a reverb going on. It sounds like I'm in a big open auditorium when I have that second channel on. Thanks for the reminder, Tom, to turn that off. All right, so Jerry fires it in, and it looks like he can probably make the 6 or make the 5 in the side pocket, and he's just going to have to control his speed to make sure he hits that window between the 7-9 to have shape on the 6. He's elevating here, so I don't know what he's doing. All right, so wow, what a shot. He hit it a little bit hard, so I guess he really wanted to clear the 7 ball there. All right, if he has a little bit of angle here, he can follow 2 rails for the 7 into the side. If he has no angle at all, he can pretty much stop it and also make the 7 in the side. Yep, little angle, follows up for the 7 in the side, and he should be able to just float this cue ball up about 12 inches or so. If he wants to be very precise and add a little bit of difficulty, he can elevate and stun the 7 in to get straight in on the 8, but I don't think that's really necessary. Stood out to make the shot a little bit tougher with the stun, but successful. Now it's a simple center bottom. Gets great shape on the 9, and he's probably going to tie this back up at 4-4. He does. Good shot, good out by Jerry. Stays on serve against Anthony, and now it's Anthony's break. And we're seeing if it keeps going back and forth like this, this is why it's so important to win the lag, right? In an alternate break format, doesn't matter who wins or loses. So if this goes hill-hill, Anthony, who's more than capable of breaking and running, will have the chance to break and run for the win. And as a reminder, this is the quarterfinals. So whoever wins gets to the Final 4. And we are giving away 4 qualifying spots to the U.S. Open. So this match is for a qualifying spot. And whoever loses is out of the tournament and has to come back in July for the next round. Let's see if we have any updates on the matches going on the outer tables. All right, we see Lee has already won. So Lee Huewagen has beaten Ricky Sanchez 9-5. So he is our first U.S. Open qualifier. We don't have any information on the Jason and Julio matchup. We see that Carlos Norinda is up 5-2 over David Broxson. So he's making a great run so far throughout this tournament. If I can get any information on the Jason Julio match, I will, and I'll let everyone on the stream know how we're doing. But congratulations to Lee. He's going to the U.S. Open. All right, let's get back to the feature table. Looks like a dry break here from Anthony, and he's going to leave very open shot on the one here. Looks like the only real tricky shape here is going to be from the 3 to the 4. Once he gets up the 5, I believe, goes by the 6 in the top right. All three of those balls are very close to one another. So I think the key is going to be getting on the right side of the shot line for the 3 so that he can get a sufficient position so that he can make the 4 in the bottom right. I don't think the 4-9 combo is close enough for him to opt to go for that. So yeah, I think we're going to see him try to run this out. Key shot, 3 to the 4. All right, so he leaves just a little bit of angle on the 2 so he can get off the rail. He's probably going to want to get to the other side of the table for shape on the 3 so that he can follow it 2 rails around. That'll allow him to travel along the shot line of the 4 for a long period, which means he's going to be less sensitive to speed. So if he can get to about 1 diamond off of the bottom long rail. Came up a little bit short, but he's on the correct side of the shot line, so he should be able to, if he can play maybe a high right cue ball, he can work the ball around, come 2 rails. Looks like that's what he's lining up, deciding exactly what kind of English he wants to put on this cue ball. Oh, ball swept its feet going on the way in. Great shape by Jerry here. He should be able to draw this around the 9 and not touch it and take the 5 in the same pocket as the 4. Good shot. From here it should just be stop shot. Ensure you have some angle on the 7, which I think is impossible to not have. And then he's going to play for the 8 ball in the side pocket. I think that's one of the biggest deltas that I've seen between these high-level players and intermediate amateurs like myself. You know, is every time I watch these guys play, they're always going for shape in the side pocket rather than the corners on these last balls. And I think it's because it just gives them a higher error window. Like you see, he's spinning this out. He's coming for the side every time. Gets a great shot. It's on the wrong side of the shot line, but he should be able to follow this around 3 rails. Yep, and he comes right into the shot line on the 9. Very clean run out so far, and he looks like he's going to steal Anthony's break right back. And he does. All right. Jerry's back in the lead again since first lead he's had since it was 2-0 early on in the match. And he gets to break and he gets to try to extend the lead back to 2, which is the most that either one of them have been up by. Jerry was up 2-0, Anthony was up 4-2. Jerry's trying to reclaim that 2-rack lead. Everyone who's on the stream with us today, thank you so much for spending your Sunday afternoon with us. If you haven't done so yet, please like the stream and share it out to all your friends. We want to get as many people in here so we can show off all this great talent here in the state of Florida. Help promote the room, help promote the stream. This is the best way you can help us. So please, if you haven't done so, like and share it out. All right, Jerry makes a successful break, and he's got no clusters, wide open layout. He can see the one, he has an angle, and it looks to be natural shape for the two ball right afterwards. I don't see really any problems here. I think it's mainly a matter of staying focused, giving every shot the attention and respect it deserves. Don't take anything for granted, and I think he can reclaim this two-rack lead. Brian Siglera. Good afternoon, Brian. All right, he's got great shape on the two. Yeah, I don't think there's much work for, there's no real work in this rack. It's more just staying focused. Open Invitational. Yep. The only people in this tournament have been invited to play in this tournament. That is not true. All right, so this is, he came up a little bit short, but it should still be fine. He should be able to make this eight in the side and bring the cue ball all the way down to the short rail and come back out for the nine. And he does. All right. This shows the importance of really, really working on the cut break when you're playing in a 9 on the spot style tournament with a magic rack and a match run break box, because having mastery of the break and being able to make a ball and see the lowest numbered ball gives you a very good chance of running out. So he completes that. He's now back up 6-4 over Anthony Meglino. And in an alternate break format, being up by 2 racks is significant. You're happy to trade racks all the live long day, because if you keep doing that for 3 more racks, you're going to win. All right, we're back up to 70 people watching. Amazing. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing out the stream to your friends. Please continue to do so. We have some of the best players in Florida, if not the best players in Florida. Of our final 16, 10 of the players were over 700 Fargo, and all the rest were 650 or above. There's a lot of talent in this room, and we want to showcase this to as many people as we can. All right, so Anthony changes sides. Oh, golden break. That's exactly what Anthony needed. Golden break. Wow, all right. Right back to within 1 rack. Just like that. That's the other reason you have to practice the cut break, because whenever you cut the one and you come off to the long rail with the cue ball, a lot of times you're going to come and get that 9 ball into play when you come off, and it can either go in the side pocket or it can go in the corner pocket We see it happen often, even at the pro level. All right, try this time. It looks like there's a cue ball path between the 2-6 and the 6-5. To where if you thin this one ball, you can leave it on the short rail and you can put the cue ball behind this huge wall of balls. So unless Anthony wants to be aggressive and go for the bank here, I think there's a strong safety option as well. Yep, he chooses the safe route. That's the percentage play and gets him right behind the 8 ball. Good safety by Anthony, good speed control. We do know Jerry's comfortable with the jump stick, so he might break this out for this shot. Or he might opt for a 2-rail kick shot and send the one up table. But the risk if you go with a 2-rail kick shot is that you might glance off the one at exactly the wrong angle and you can scratch in the corner. So I think he's going to get out his jump stick. All right, quick update on the Carlos Narinda Dave Broxson matchup. Carlos is now up 6-3 over David, so he's maintaining and actually extending the lead he had from earlier. All right, Jerry makes a jump shot here. Good legal hit, avoids the ball in hand. It looks like the one's going to settle to where Anthony has an offensive option now. I think he can cut this in the side and then try to run the cue ball. Hard to tell what angle he's going to have coming off that one. I think he can go around 3 rails, but if not, he may have to check it with some inside. Let's see what he decides to do. I don't see him playing safe here. He's going to be aggressive. It's a matter of what cue ball path he's going to choose to get on the 2. Does go 3 rails, gets an ideal kiss off the 3 so that it doesn't block him, and now he's got an open shot on the 2. With the angle he has 2 options. He can force this 2 ball in and try to apply somewhat of a draw stroke to come around between the 5-9 for the 3 in the side, or he can simply follow forward, understanding that there's a risk that he might get the 7 ball in play, but he can get shape for the 3 in the top right corner. Anthony's been a pretty brisk. He's had a pretty brisk pace so far compared to our earlier matches, so let's see what he does. Chooses to roll it in. Good shot. Now here, I don't think we can really go for the side pocket this time. Most people have been going for that, so I think he's just going to come cross table and try to get pretty much straight in on the 4 ball for the top left corner. So maybe like a high left cue ball here. Avoid the 6. All right, he didn't avoid the 6, but it's okay. The 6 didn't get in the shot line of the 5, so as long as he pots this 4, he should get shape on the 5. player preference if you want to go forward 2 rails or stun it to the long rail. I prefer stunning to the long rail. Good shot. The 5-inch pockets helped him a little bit on that one. I think he has a little more angle on the 5 than he wanted, so he's going to have to come around 2 rails and make the 6 in the same pocket. And notice it's because he hit that ball a little too thick. It hit on the short rail side of that, or it pocketed on the short rail side. No matter, he's able to get back in line pretty easy. He's straight. He's got a little back cut here on the 6. So he has 2 ideas. He can either follow it forward 2 rails or he can draw it back. I think he's going to go for the draw. And he's going to purposely overdraw. If you're on the, he's going to try to get the 7 in the side. And if you're on the left side of that shot line, you have no problems. If you're on the wrong side, you can come up a little short and make your life difficult. So I think he's going to bias towards overdrawing to ensure that he gets the angle he needs. Oh, and he comes up short. I don't think it matters much. He's going to be able to swing it around 3 rails. But the 8 does not go in the top right corner. So similar to Jerry's shot a couple racks ago, he's going to have to manipulate the cue ball just a little bit. And he plays that with perfect speed. Dead perfect. Great shot by Anthony here. Stun and perfect on the 9. Looks like he's about to tie this game back up. Get back on serve. And he does. Great out by Anthony. Way to capitalize on the dry break from Jerry and make it happen. First started with a good safe. Earned him a shot at the table, and he executed well, ran out, got back to even. Now he's breaking, back on serve. 6-6, pick up sticks, Ray. Yes. Take a quick moment, shout out to our sponsors once again. Breakout Billiards, thank you so much for getting us set up with this awesome streaming capability. It's been amazing so far, and it's been such a fun weekend. Thank you to Boynton Billiards and Q-Tech for making this weekend possible. We could not have done it without you. We're looking forward to running all kinds of awesome events like this in the future with really high-level pool players, and your sponsorship makes that possible. And if you haven't done so yet, anyone watching on the stream, please like and share the stream with all your friends. We have some amazing, amazing talent in the room. We want to showcase this to as many people as we can, and your continued support is invaluable. Another successful cut break by Anthony. He makes the 1 in the side, and he has an open look at the 2. He can choose to be aggressive if he wants to here. It's a little bit of a cut shot on the 2, but the 3-9 combo is very available. So with the 3-9 being there, either A, he's going to need to push to get rid of that, or I think he needs to just be aggressive and try to make this 2. Alternatively, he could try to play a safe shot where he places the cue ball behind the 6 and sends the 2 up table. Yep, Anthony's maintaining that brisk pace he's had all set, so let's see what he goes for. He did try to go for it. Interesting. I'm guessing the 6 goes by the 3 goes by the 6, and he was just going for the run out there. All right, so he misses the 2. Leaves a makeable shot for Jerry. And it looks like Jerry can get back to pretty much the same spot here with the cue ball. I think he can make this 2 ball in and come and swing around 2 rails. to get on the short side of the 3. Nope, he's playing it. It looks like he's going to play for the early 9, either the combo or the carom. It looks like the 3 is off of the rail enough to where he can play the carom if he wants to. I think the combo might be a little higher percentage. If he's lining it up, let's see what he chooses. I don't want to say it's player preference which one you do. I think it's just more whatever shot in your toolkit you're more comfortable with. I think either one could be the right shot depending on who's shooting the shot. Tell me in the chat, what do you think? Do you think he's going to carom it? Do you think he's going to combo it? All right, combo it is. Great shot there by Jerry. Gets back to a 1-rack lead. 7-6. This has been some high-level pool so far. Greg, bank it. Bank the 3. All right, so once again, I mean, so far, I don't, I don't think the break has actually been a huge benefit thus far. I think it's pretty 50-50. You know, each player has won a few on their rack. They've lost a few on their rack. So if this does go hill-hill, and Anthony's breaking, I'm not sure how much of an advantage it's going to be. All right, let's see if he sticks with the same side that he, yep. And so he sticks with the top side of the break box. He's going for the 1. Well, let's look at this. Let's see if he's purposely missing the 1 every time. He's been making a ball in the top right-hand corner. Let's see, he might just, yep, he might just have a different style of cut break where he attempts to make the wing ball and then send the 1 up table. So he does it. He almost loses the cue ball, but he stays on the table. So he has an open view of the 1. Very, very challenging shot if he chooses to be aggressive here. But considering how far away you are, I think any safe play you would make would be equally difficult to just making the ball. Raul, yes, except the golden 9. You're right. The golden 9 that Anthony got 2 racks ago. Yeah, here it's tough because, I mean, the reason you wouldn't go for the make is because how far away you are affects your accuracy. So if you try to play a specific angle off the 1 to try to play a safe, you're going to have the same sort of error. So I think you have to go for this. And he does, and he drills it. Wow, what a great shot. Nerves of steel by Jerry there. And he gets a great angle on the 2 ball. Now the only tricky thing he has to make sure he has a window that's about 10 inches wide. He needs to hit the gap between the 4 and 9 to get shape on the 3. Alternatively, he can follow it with a high ball to come above the 4, take it out of the equation completely. But if he hits it too hard, then he has a really thin shot on the 3 ball. I think that's the choice he's making right now, is if he wants to. Yeah, he's looking at that gap now, so he's probably going to play it with a high left ball and try to just play with good speed to hit that window between the 4 and 9. Good shot, good speed, good control. I think he's pretty straight in, so he should be able to just draw this ball out for the 4 in the same pocket. Wow, we're over 80 people now. Everyone keep sharing this out to all your friends. This is amazing. This is the highest viewer count we've had all weekend. All right, he chooses to go forward 2 rails for the 4 in the same pocket. Good choice. He's got a little angle here to where he can follow 2 more rails to come along the bottom long rail for the 5. It looks like maybe we were a little deceived here on the camera angle. It looks like he might try to hold between the 8-9 instead of going forward. I think forward is probably the higher percentage shot. All right, that works too. That's great shape by Jerry. If he can run this out, he'll be on the hill, putting heavy pressure on Anthony. With this angle, there's 2 options. He can either just play it soft, come up 1 rail for the 7 in the side, or he can play it with right English to spin out 2 rails, get to about the center of the table for the 7 in the top left. Let's see what he chooses to do. Chooses to go 1 rail for the side. If the 8 were to go in the bottom right, I think he might opt for the 7 in the corner, but considering the 9's in the way, I think he's going to go for the 7 in the side and slide the cue ball over. Yeah, but he knows this is a critical shot. He's going for the side pocket, and he knows at this angle it's missable, so he's taking his time. He makes it. Doesn't care where he gets on the 8 ball for the side. He knows that if he gets too far off the shot line, he can go down to the short rail and come back. If he were to fall short, he'd be able to swing around 3 rails. So he was really just focused on making that 7 ball. And you can hit this with basically just a center ball. Center ball is going to give you a natural left spin on the cue ball, so when it comes off the short rail, it's going to be right in the shot line for the 9 the whole way. And so speed is much less sensitive. All right, he plays a great shot. It's pretty dead straight on the 9. It's all about nerves here. If he makes this, he's going to be on the hill and 1 rack away from punching his ticket to the U.S. Open. Jerry Arvelaez gets to the hill first. All right. He's extended that lead back to 2 racks. Anthony's breaking, and he needs to be successful on every one of his breaks from here on out. He cannot afford 1 more mistake. Wow, this would be, I don't want to call it an upset, but Anthony's almost 100 Fargo points higher than Jerry. This is just phenomenal play by Jerry. He's playing amazing so far. Let's see if he can close this out or if Anthony can grind it out and make a comeback.
I just shared it. Hopefully we get some Virginia viewers up in here. A few more. Yeah, got a few more. Hopefully some Virginia cats.
You know what's interesting is the one other qualifier this weekend is going on in New York, and the next one is in Herndon, Virginia, and
Yeah,
at
my home
Breakers Sky
Breaker
Lounge.
Sky Lounge. Shauna's place. Sandy's best friend with Shauna.
Oh, very cool.
So small world. Breakers is my home pool room. Incredible. 2-story pool.
All right, so successful break there by Anthony, and he can see the 2 ball. No real clusters here. So this is really all about composure and discipline. He has a great chance to break and run this out, keep the pressure on Jerry to maintain serve on his break as well. Let's see if Anthony can execute on this. With an angle like this, I think it's always better to come back and forth to try to touch both rails than just try to float the cue ball into position for the 3. It does bring the 4 ball into the game, but I've always thought it's a better idea. It lets you take let your stroke out a little bit. Anthony agrees. touches off the second rail. He looks pretty straight here. I think he might just choose to play a stop shot here. Leave the cue ball exactly where the 3 is right now. I think the 5 passes the 8 into the bottom right, so if he were to place the cue ball right where the 3 ball is, I think he could play it with a stun with a touch of left and come back and forth 2 rails for the 5. See what he does. It's all about nerves and maintaining composure right now. This is single elimination, so this is for a spot in the US Open right here. He chooses to play the stop shot. He has 2 options. He could just play it soft and hold the gap between the 8-9 for the 5, or he can try to be aggressive and come back and forth 2 rails. I think he's going to be aggressive and come back and forth 2 rails. Good shot by Anthony. Good position. I think he's pretty straight, but I think that's okay. I think he'll be able to draw this to the long rail and take the 6 all the way down in the top left corner. He's going to want to maintain an angle, either get real frozen on the long rail or pop out a little bit so that he can get over for the 7. All right, we're at 95 viewers here, folks. Let's try to break into the triple digits. Keep sending it to your friends. Keep sharing the stream out. This is some high level pool here. I wonder what he's looking at. There's something he doesn't like about it. Yeah, it might be that he has a little angle to go into the 6. Yep. But he was able to kind of punch draw to basically delay the draw a little bit to allow a little bit of tangent line action to suck the cue ball out. Now he's a little heavier on this 6 than he would want to be, but I think similar to what he just did, I think he can punch it in with a little bit of draw to help artificially create some angle here. Alternatively, he can go forward, but I absolutely don't think that's the right shot. Yeah, I think punching off this long rail is the shot. Good shot by Anthony. I don't know if I try to play a high right to avoid the 9 completely, or if I play to attack the 9. Playing to attack the 9 guarantees it doesn't come into play. You're not going to get hooked on it. Or if you play high right and your speed is a little bit soft or a little bit too much, it could come into play. He's taking his time lining up his shot. His heart rate's probably 150 right now, but he's handling the pressure well. Let's see if he can finish this run out. Good shot here by Anthony. He avoids the 9. Very well played. And we're in triple digits. 100 live viewers. Amazing, everyone. Amazing. I'm glad you all are here with us to watch this and see if Anthony can grit and grind his way back. So far, he's been making an amazing run out. Nerves of steel. Continues to do so. He gets great shape on the 9. Let's see if he can finish this out and pull back within 1 game. He does. All right. We're back to within 1 rack. It's Jerry's break. A lot of excitement here. And this is only the quarterfinals. We have the semifinals coming up immediately after, and then we have the grand finals after that. Reminder, this is all single elimination from here, so if you lose, you are out. Whoever loses in this round does not get a U.S. Open spot, and they have to come back to our July U.S. Open qualifier. So let's see if Jerry can maintain composure and get the win, or if he's going to make a mistake and allow Anthony to the table.
Kevin and John, table 7. Kevin and John, table 7.
Let's see if we have any outer table information we can share. Carlos Narinda has continued to extend that lead over David Broxson. He's now up 8-4. So Carlos is on the hill against David Broxson. All right, he makes a ball. He makes the 7 in the side. I don't think he's going to be aggressive here. I think it's too close of a match to try to take a flyer on this one ball here. And the shape on the 2 would be very, very small window.
Flag the 1-9 banks. Bank. Combo kick.
So I think he's going to try to thin off the right side of this 1, try to put a lot of right English and maybe attack the 2 and use the 3 ball as cover.
Double maybe the 1. This way. I've been wrong a couple times so far. Use the 4 as the blocker.
Blake's asking for a quick update on the other tables. We're going to take a quick 5-second detour away while Jerry's having a think. We're going to show you what's going on the outside tables. So Lee Huiwagen has already won his match 9-5 and punched his ticket to the U.S. Open. And Carlos Narinda is up 8-4 over David Broxson. We don't have any information on the Julio or Jason Shearman match. They are not updating in Digital Pool. So that one remains a big mystery until we're able to see what the final score is. All right, he chooses to go off and attack the 2. Nice containing safe here by Jerry. He might have left a piece. Anthony's checking it out. Might have left a look at the 1. Right now, Jerry does not want to give any life to Anthony. He wants to keep him on the defensive the entire time. So if he's left a small window here with even a chance for Anthony to attack this 1, he's not going to be happy about it. I think he might be able to make this. He's elevating, and he went for it. And let's see where the 1's going to land. Oh, I think it might have clipped right behind the 5. I think he can see a piece of the 1, but I don't think he can see enough to be aggressive with it. Wow. A lot of drama at the end of this set. Anthony Meglino is the favorite. He went for the most in the player auction. And if Jerry can see this, and he has the ability to go for an aggressive combo, it could be over.
Then they go behind the 2.
All right, let's see what he's going with.
Hey, I was right once.
All right, he goes for the safe. He plays the 1 into the long rail, spins the cue ball behind the 2. I think he's got him fully hooked. I don't think he has any sliver of the 1. So I think he's going to be forced to have to take a 2-rail kick here. He's going to want to hit the 1 straight on after a 2-rail hit, send the 1 ball up table, and use the 4 as a blocker.
Any coffee or espresso?
going for it. Let's see, where's he going to wind up? Oh, he's going to leave an excellent chance here for Jerry. The one issue here is that the position window for the 2 is pretty small. The 3 plays very large and blocks many angles for the 2, so he's going to have to be coming across the shot line of the 2. And if he underhits it, the 3's in his way. If he overhits it, the 9's in his way. So let's see if he can bear down, play a nice controlled speed shot. Yep, he's eyeing up exactly where he needs to be. Shape on the 2. It's all about speed control on this shot. This would be probably the biggest upset so far of the tournament. Let's see if Jerry can pull this off. We're holding strong at over 100 viewers. Thank you everyone for tuning in and spending your Sunday with us, watching this high level pool with us. It means the world. Thank you so much. Continue to share this with all your friends, and we're going to keep providing you as much high quality stream content as we can. Look at this speed by Jerry. Excellent speed control. That is phenomenal. He's playing amazing right now. He should be able to stun this out, 1 rail with a little bit of left, 3 in the same pocket. Excellent. Same shot as he just did, just a little farther away. He's going to punch it to the long rail again. Oh, and he rattles the 3. Oh, no. He leaves an open table for Anthony. All right. Anthony thought he was dead to rights. Now he's got new life. He's back at the table. The 3's hanging right in the pocket. He can cheat it to the left and just thin off of it, come off the short rail, come to center table for the 4. Wow. Oh, man. Jerry's feeling it right now. All right. Let's see if Anthony can maintain his composure and punish that mistake. Oh, man. Did not expect that. Does Anthony grazes the 5. All right, he needs to play a combo here now, and it's going to be a little challenging to control this 5. He's taking a look. He's seeing what kind of angle he has, and he knows the 5 is going to go right towards the short rail. Oh, he's kicking himself. All right, he needs to just forget about it, focus on it, pretend he's coming to the table, and this is what his opponent left him. It's all about controlling the 5 ball on this shot. Wow. What drama here in the quarterfinals. Reminder, this is for punching your ticket to the U.S. Open. Whoever wins this is in. And whoever loses comes back on July 20th. That's right, Ricky. This has been an amazing, amazing match so far. Yep, he's really eyeing this up because he knows position on the 5 is going to be critical. I think he has to hit this really, really hard to allow the 5 a chance to come up all the way around for shape in the top right corner now. Dylan Bryan, thank you so much, man. This is it's my 3rd time in the booth ever, and I'm having a great time with it. Thank you for spending your Sunday with us as well. It means a lot. All right, let's see what Anthony goes with here. All right. He's getting ready. No, he doesn't like it.
Eric Caveda and Garrett, table 14. Eric Caveda and Garrett, table 14.
Oh, with a double kiss, and he doesn't get it. Oh my gosh, he lets Jerry back to the table. Oh, let's see. The 5 almost gave him a double kiss and the 6 roll in, but no. All right, Jerry's at the table with a very good chance to run out. Anthony did not punish the mistake by Jerry, and let's see if Jerry can escape with the win here. He's going to be coming across the shot line on this 8 ball. So if he tries to hold for position on the 8 in the top right, he's going to be very sensitive to speed. If he chooses to come out center table, he's going to have to, avoid hitting it too hard so that the 9 becomes a thing. But I think it gives him a little larger error window if he plays for the center of the table. He tried to hold it and he had nerves of steel. He played great speed there. All right, he should be able to, however he's feeling is how he's going to shoot this shot. He could play it soft for the 9 in the side. He could play it with inside for the 9 in the bottom right. He could play it with top right for the 9 ball in the top right. Anything he wants, whatever is most comfortable for him and is in his toolkit and he has the most mastery of. And he does it, and he has this 9 ball to punch his ticket to the U.S. Open. And he will send Anthony out of the tournament. And he does it. Jerry does it. He pulls off the win. Wow. Excellent match. This has to be one of the most drama-filled matches we've had all weekend so far. Oh, he's so happy. He's on top of the world right now. All right, everyone. We're at 110, 111 people now. All right, we're going to go see what the next matches available are. We have the semifinals coming up next. So please stay tuned with us. We'll be right back with you in a few minutes once we figure out what the next matchup's going to be. If you have any